They're aggressive. And when a person is aggressive, you can begin to see their pattern. So please put this in the context of someone that you've committed your entire life to. And how can I actually make my life go better with them than I had ever expected? There are a couple things that you need to know as we begin to talk about this stuff. And the first thing is that everything is a romance. Everything in life is a romance. Everything that you buy, every place that you go, every person that you meet, but more than anyone else, it's your spouse. It's a romance. But I'm not talking about romantic. I'm talking to you about romance. Is that you need to know how to approach them. You need to know how to talk. You have to know when to do something. You have to know when to say it. You have to know when to romance it, because timing means so much. But when you communicate to your spouse, always remember that when they're in front of you, that they are the most important person in the world. You take your phone, you set it down, you turn it over that you can't see, and you focus in on them, because what that does is that fills the needs that an individual has for that emotional connection, for quality time. But every successful relationship has pillars. The first one is active listening, focusing on that individual and giving them your undivided attention. Because there's a difference when somebody says to you, "Did you hear what I said?" No, it's not the fact, "Did you hear what I said?" What it is that, did you understand what I said? Did you listen to what I said? That makes your spouse feel so important when you have active listening. Secondly is empathy. What is empathy? Empathy is understanding. It's feeling and see things from their perspective. That's empathy. Can I see that? See, are you interested in just talking? Or are you interested in actually relating? The next is that you actually build openness. Openness with your spouse. Transparent. Communication. There's nothing behind the scenes. There's no, if you remember, there's a term that's used, guile. The term guile is that you actually are speaking from a place inside that your words is not or are not describing. See, when I see someone that's in guile, although what the person is telling me is true, it's not the truth with them, And so transparency is really important. And then respect. It's a fundamental component that shows self-esteem. It shows esteem toward others and mutual esteem. The next thing is avoidance. The pitfall to communication is avoiding things. You see, if you think that you avoid something, you think it may go away. And that's not necessarily true. It's there. It's just not going to come back until it goes around the Rolodex again. And then your spouse needs that portion of information and brings it out to you. And then another pitfall in communication is aggression. Someone that is so aggressive, that's a pitfall. They're aggressive. And when a person is aggressive, you can begin to see their pattern. When I begin to recognize a pattern with someone, I begin to go at them differently, because in the art of communication, the art of communication becomes beautiful the moment that both sides understand and celebrate one another. Really, really focus on improvement. Focus in such a way that you communicate to your spouse and you say, is there something that I can improve on? Because I want to know what my report card is. Is there something that I need to do for you in a relationship that I have not done? Is there something I need to do for you in marriage? And it's really funny. I saw someone interviewing a particular couple, and he asks them this question. He says, "Now, if this has ever happened with a girl, then raise your hand if you were able to do this with a female." And the guy is there and he raises his hand and his spouse says, "Put your hand down." And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that was something he could improve on. And he thought that he was already improved on it. And he wasn't. Because when you begin to actually build your relationship with all this empathy, all this feeling, all this care and concern, when you do that, what it does is that it will give you a lot of mileage that you can improve your relationship. And that is how you build up your marriage.